Koen, welcome to the Sport Businessman podcast. It is an honor to be hosting you today.
My pleasure.
So, you lead today the venture capital of Apex Capital and to help athletes invest in the ecosystem of sports, media, and entertainment. Can you introduce to us and our audience how did your career in the sport and entertainment start? And where did your interest in venture capital begin? And how uh, your professional career in venture capital led to your role today to help the most important athletes in the world invest in this ecosystem?
Well, big question, lots of topics to cover, but I used to play professional football myself, and when I say football, I mean soccer. But out of habit, I keep calling it football. Um, wasn't a multi-million euro player, so luckily both my parents really made sure that I'd focus on academic career whilst playing, which I ended up doing. Um, and then, yeah, that football and academic journey brought me to some special places on the planet. So I played in Cambodia, I played in Vietnam, I played in Malaysia, and ended in Australia before moving back to Amsterdam, where I'm from, and yeah, starting in management consulting, in which we helped several large, mostly financial institutions with anything and everything related to innovation. And it was a great learning. From there, the opportunity came to lead a fund, small fund, especially for Qatar standards, to invest in sports technology and build up of the 22 World Cup. So my girlfriend at the time, now already wife and mother of my kids, traveled with me on my playing career, and then we moved to Qatar as well, and had a great time there. Built lots of strong relations all over the world, and the big thing that really stood out is that the whole entrepreneurial athlete trend in the US and Canada, North America, really yeah inspired me, and saw more and more men and women investing in companies where they could be of added value beyond the check that they would write, either directly or indirectly in those companies. And yeah, really wanted to do the same with European athletes or global athletes. Um, so started to invest with different Dutch and Belgian national team players, and about a year in, grouped that together with Apex, and yeah, now I'm a very proud partner, I can say, of a venture fund that holds over 100 elite athletes that trust us with their money, their networks, their names, to invest in the future of sports. And yeah, it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of rewarding work as well. But yeah, it's a fun journey to be on.
And when you were a professional football player, you weren't just like all the other football players that's just thinking about football, football, football. Football is the only thing on my mind because you ended up today leading one of the most important um, funds that are athlete focused. But what were you consuming to when you were a football player to start your interest in investing, and how are professional and elite athletes today influenced about the opportunities to invest? Is it through their agents? Is it through marketing directors? And what can they consume? And who influences them to enter this space?
So for me, I've always had an interest in being a little bit different than the others, um, consuming, uh, yeah, and trying to network. I remember well, and probably if I'm going to send him this podcast, he's going to laugh about it as well. But when I moved to Cambodia to play, there was a Dutch company at the time called Sai Sports. They won some sort of a Philips Innovation Award, and they were one of the first to introduce Moneyball principles into football, building a global database of players and making the whole recruitment process a lot better than what it was in the old days. And I reached out to him, and we've had meetings, and we tried to bring some other players to come and play in either Cambodia or Vietnam. So I've always had a particular interest in looking at new ways or different ways or innovative ways to make your team better, or make the club you're playing for better, or create opportunities for yourself that otherwise maybe would not have been created. So that was just me, and this is again a very long time ago. I would say like 15 plus years ago. Um, and what I see now is that one of the most rewarding things for me doing what we're doing is to work, very closely with the athletes. We're on a WhatsApp basis with everyone. It's always direct communications to the athletes, so we don't have to mingle that much with representatives or agents or people like this. And the world of sports is a relatively small world, and people that have an interest and in learning more about innovation, entrepreneurship, investing in general. Yeah, we've been fortunate that we've been able to find them, and now you see the trend reverse that many of them are finding us right now. So it's a very natural way of growing our community, but everyone inside the community has one shared interest, and that is to make the world of sports better. And what better place than to do it with like-minded athletes from other sports.
And talking about Moneyball and the solutions that you started to brainstorm for sports tech and helping teams perform better through analytics. Major sports tech funds in the United States began around the early 2000s. But when did the opportunity of sports tech in Europe um, really start to grow and become an opportunity to present to investors? Because in Italy, the sports tech market's growing. What's your view on when the European sports tech opportunity started?
Yeah, so it's still very early days. US in everything regarding both venture capital and sports is leading the way and showcasing the rest what they are doing. And I hate the word using sort of catching up to what they are doing, because it's not really about catching up, but it's just really about seeing the opportunity and benefiting from it, and or taking advantage of it. And what I see now, what we see now is that there's a lot of excitement around sports, human performance. How can you make an individual athlete a better athlete? How can you make a team perform better, whether through data, nutrition, sleep, hydration, mental health, recovery, breath work? There are so many different ways that can make an athlete a better athlete, whether you're an elite or a grassroots participant. That more and more opportunities are coming our way, in Europe as well in the US. So we invest in both geographies, but we definitely see a bigger group of entrepreneurs in Europe taking a swing at the opportunity as well, and yeah, that's just a good thing to see.
And when you evaluate these opportunities and for the value that sports tech is creating for the ecosystem, there are many solutions in performance analytics, fan engagement, the creator economy, as we mentioned, recovery and nutrition. But many entrepreneurs want to create solutions, but which ones do you choose make your investments in? Is it from how big the problem they're trying to solve is? Is it that the idea particularly captivates you because it comes from a personal interest of yours, or is it, or also do you look at what are the benchmarks and the numbers of the problems and customers that are looking for a solution?
So the first question we always ask ourselves, because that for us is the foundation of everything. So ultimately, you invest to make money. It's really that straightforward. So we're not some sort of philanthropic organization or anything like that. We are commercial guys, so we invest to make money. But the first question we always ask ourselves is this something that will make the world of sports better? If the answer to that is yes, we're going to go into your typical VC checklist from addressable market to IP in the product to quality of the founding team, quality of the investor syndicate coming together. But those always remain subjective viewpoints. But if the answer to that is no, this doesn't make the world of sports better, it can still be a large opportunity, for example, in sports betting, wagering, stuff like this. But if we don't think it will make the world of sports better, we're not going to be investing in it. So yeah, I mentioned sports betting just now. Can be huge, great VC opportunity, honestly. So if you want to make money, yeah, the casino always wins. So what better place to do it? But it wouldn't be something that we'd be looking to invest in.
And is there a difference between the psychology, the investment psychology of professional and elite athlete towards a normal investor of another normal venture capital fund in terms of in terms of risk assessment, whether um, they're looking to put capital toward more risk or be more safe? What's the psychology differences that you notice?
It's always difficult to say that there's sort of one type of athlete or there's one type of angel investor. Everyone has their own viewpoints. But if we're going into sort of generalizing that a bit more, what we see a lot is that when you get pitched on something you really understand and resonate with, and there's a form of an emotional connection to it because you can see and experience the benefits yourself. For me and for us, that's the best way for athletes to get involved. So if I pitch an athlete a fintech solution or a cybersecurity solution or a military tech or defense tech type of thing, yeah, what can I expect in terms of responses? You go a little bit more cold, you go a little bit more analytical rather than really being able to understand to see the opportunity and see the potential. And at the stages that we're investing in, so early stage investments, you want to be able to have enough data to justify an investment and showcasing, okay, it's not just me thinking it's good. There's actual customers, there's traction, there's people believing and using this product for good use. But it's also still having that opportunity to dream and wander in different pockets of opportunity where you can really scale exponentially. And if I look at athletes and in our interactions with athletes, their ability to see potential beyond the as is, or when a company is looking for funding, that is the great thing, and it purely comes from yeah their industry knowledge, their personal experiences, the experience from the teammates or other athletes around them. And that's what makes it such a good combination for athletes to be investing into sports because they really resonate with the problems and the solutions that these founders are aiming to solve or solutions that they are providing.
So is it the job of the founder to make it as simple as possible for the athlete to understand where he might deploy and deploy his capital into, or is it the job of the firm to help the athlete understand through by how the opportunity is packaged and presented?
No, for me, those things are more or less the same. So at the end of the day, it will always come down to the founder. And it's not about a founder packaging something in a certain way to make a certain person understand. Great founders or exceptional founders are able to speak in a language and make difficult things sound simple and tailor that message to whichever audience that they are presenting to. I'm a big fan. Maybe my accent is definitely giving that away, but of course I'm from Amsterdam or from the Netherlands. Um, and Johan Cruyff, the godfather of Dutch football, he always said, football is simple, but playing simple football is the most difficult thing there is. And in venture, it's exactly the same way. So entrepreneurship um, um, is simple, but if you're going to be complicating it with jargon, terms, showcasing that you're smarter than others, yeah, then it becomes a very, very complicating thing. But if you're able to solve customer problems profitably, that's the foundation of entrepreneurship, and yeah, that's not too difficult to understand.
Wonderful. So we learned how Cohen evaluates founders and what drives his early stage conviction and how he pitches, how the athletes understand the opportunities. But why now? Why are more and more athletes deploying capital in sports media and entertainment? Is it because of, as we mentioned before, brand equity? So they invest in something that they really, really like and creates value for them and their performance? Is it because of influence or even access to future career opportunities?
Many different reasons, and every athlete will put different emphasis on it all. So it ranges from financial returns to giving back to the industry that has created them and provided them with a career. It is exploring opportunities for to stay in sport beyond sort of a technical role or a pundit role or something like this. It is being part of a community of other athletes where different opportunities arise. We do not only have athlete investors, there's institutional investors, there's families or team owners and different people involved. So the ability to connect to a community with people where you can learn, network, and develop yourself off the pitch or off track or off field, yeah, any athlete, every athlete in our community, one finds that personal development super important, someone else finds diversification super important, one likes the fact that an LP position, so we technically do the work, but if they want to, that they can top up directly in each of those investment opportunities. There's a mirage of reasons, and I think that's only good and healthy, and especially the discussions with athletes and when different athletes from different sports come together on why they're doing it and how they're doing it. Yeah, is for me are one of the most interesting discussions happening inside the community.
If you were tying back to the start of our conversation when you said you weren't a $1 million footballer, but if you were $1 million footballer today, where would you deploy your capital? Where would you deploy your capital as a professional athlete today?
So my personal, so I would always invest in something where I would have a personal interest that if something doesn't go financially the way you want it to go, at least you've tried to do something positive for different reasons. So for me, it would definitely go into sports. It would definitely go into agriculture, and it would definitely go into more of a sustainability or impact investments. Um, and of course, I'm a bit biased because what we've done here together with the whole Apex group, yeah, we've figured out a model that works. But if I'm an active athlete, I would 100% be an LP in a variety of funds where you can learn, you can network, you can grow your experiences, and you can learn from professionals how they do their job. And definitely keep some co-investment opportunities or claim some co-investment opportunities that if there's one or multiple companies within that portfolio that different managers will create for you, that you can do some direct investments in those opportunities. And then you have both the excitement of being able to do great angel investments, but also the diversification that is just um, yeah, super, super important when investing in early stage private markets.
So if you were a professional athlete today, you'd invest in, let's say, sports nutrition from farm products, uh, or even, let's say, fitness retreats in agricultural areas.
Yeah, and maybe even sort of human experiences. I've been playing with different thoughts and with everything that's happening in AI that is completely disrupting your entire digital experience, both in very, very positive ways, but also in potentially some scary ways as well. That at the end of the day, what makes someone smile? It's not that you have ChatGPT prepare your interview questions for you. Is that you are connecting with different people from all over the world, different walks of life, and you ask them the questions, and you can listen to their answers. So those human experiences are, at the end of the day, is what really makes us happy and proud, and not some sort of whatever standardized optimal question list that you're going to ask. It's the interaction with people. So yeah, human experiences, food, and water, um, sports, and then and this is just me talking about sort of
Of
the
course,
more exciting investment opportunities rather than sort of the foundational ones. But yeah, let's not talk about those. It's being there's enough talk about that already.
of course. And amazing. So, and do you see a future development of, let's say, AI platforms that help athletes and entertainers who are solely focused on their sports career and becoming the most important and impactful athletes in their space and in their sport, but also simplify the learning process of financial management, investments, and help them to make investments.
Long answer, very short. Yes, of course. The power that AI brings to, well, frankly, everything or every knowledge worker that is operating today is that it will be able to do it at a much, much, much deeper, larger, and better way than any human will ever be able to do. But at the end of the day, that's the substance that we're talking about. And equally important to substance is how that message is going to be conveyed. So yes, I'm expecting a lot from AI, but I think in the next so many years, it is more going to be a tool used by practitioners that will keep that human relation between an athlete and a particular topic, whether it be nutrition or hydration or data or performance analysis or movement, etc., etc. That will be the next so many years will be more on that regard. AI empowered humans, but will there be a future where there will be no humans involved in optimizing human performance? I can't say no, but maybe the old soul in me would say, I hope that is going to be still a long, long time ahead of us, away from
Beautiful.
us,
So
sorry.
beautiful, Cohen. So thank you very much for this masterclass of explaining to us how you evaluate founders, where is the opportunity in sports tech performance, investing in passion and performance and creating value to make the sports media and entertainment ecosystem a better place. Thank you so much for your insights and information, and the audience will find it super, super useful and interesting and insightful.
I hope so. Thanks for having me and good luck with all the future recordings.
Absolutely. And best of luck for the future investments of Apex Capital and the growth of the elite athlete community.
Thanks so much. See ya.